So, off you go.
No, I'm so happy to be here because what already you said, I don't need to say anything, but I love this beautiful brothers sisters we called in one family under God. I feel like tonight again, Mr. Kiss Best, we become very good friends in, in Korea. And I'm so happy to see you again. So I won't say anymore. Thank you very much for you coming. It's wonderful to be as a family together. So we're marching on, bring world peace. Start with me and we together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. This is, I would say, an unexpected privilege to be here, with emphasis on the unexpected. But I did want to share just three things which struck me, from all that you've seen reference to here. Three kind of points which touched me kind of quite deeply. And that was out of many things that I could choose to talk about. But the first was, you saw reference to the Sunhak Peace Prize. And this, I think, is this the fourth year that it's been running? It's a fairly new initiative, really, from Mother Moon herself. And the presentation, I thought, was superb. They had beautiful films, made videos about each of the laureates, including this time, there was a third. This was Ban Ki-moon receiving a special award. They were very thoughtfully put together, and it was a very impressive program. And it struck me, actually, this is a very wise initiative, because, and a good testimony to the power of this initiative, I think, is the fact that the former laureates, many of them were there, like Mrs. Yakubi, so others were there as well. So they're still very much involved and willing to come to support the kind of next year's laureates, which is wonderful. So I was thinking, wow, in 10 years is not such a long time, but in 10 years there will be 20 or more of these people who are all very active. They've received a very helpful injection of funds for their foundations or their work. They are willing to come back and testify and kind of share the fruits of their efforts with others and encourage others to do the same. So it's building up a kind of club or alumni of very amazing people who are really at the forefront of humanitarian efforts and peacemaking efforts around the world. And they're people of the highest quality, really rightfully recognized and awarded for their extraordinary contributions. So that's a wonderful thing, isn't it? And it will really grow and start to have a lot of influence, I think, around the world. Then you saw the conference, some of the sessions, plenary sessions, there were around 5,000 people there, even for meals. It's extraordinary. I mean, Korean organization is just something else. I don't know how they do it. And you imagine the buses that had to be organized and the different hotels, 6 or 7 major hotels for the international guests and VIP guests. And these are people who come with their little entourage as well. So, and they had each had a dedicated helper there who was showing them around and dealing with any issues or helped get programs, all this kind of thing. Fantastic organization. Anyway, I can say, because we're so far removed from them over there, that we can testify to their amazing job, I think. And then in these smaller sessions, there were breakout sessions which had, I think, 6 concurrent sessions, all quite sizable, obviously. And I just mentioned a couple of those which had some impact on me. One was, it was a follow-up to an event that happened at the end of last year, on the 28th of December in New York, under the new title of World Clergy Leadership Conference. And in America, that was a 30,000 person gathering of ministers, predominantly Christian clergy, but also leaders of other faiths were there as well. So 30,000 people met. True Mother spoke to them, And that was an amazing kind of feeling, because this was a rare thing in the sense that it was people from different denominations and different, areas of Christian faith, but coming together to work together in unity, in a new spirit of unity, without focusing or kind of vaulting over what could be seen sometimes as little doctrinal differences and things which kind of actually separate or have separated in the past. And this was a follow-up session, which was nice to see some of the main people who were there in America. They were here in Korea, and they were meeting other delegates and other new friends, and that was very beautiful and very encouraging. And the last, I went to one session, and this was for current and former heads of state, and largely men, and the men's group was sat around a very large square arrangement of tables, each with their microphone, and it was all very formal, right? And concurrent to that was a session going on for the first ladies, right? And we'd finished our business in our men's session, and I found myself hurrying towards the upper floor where this first ladies meeting to pick up my wife, largely because she was there, and I found myself going alongside the former Prime Minister of Ireland, the Taoiseach, this is Enda Kenny, going to meet his wife as well. Right? So we'd had our session, it was valuable and it was good, but when we opened the doors for the women's session, there was such an enviable buzz going on there. It was really quite a different atmosphere altogether. There were round tables, and they were having cake and coffee and all those kind of things. They had good speeches, and there's just a wonderful kind of atmosphere and a feeling. And I felt, actually, this is what is needed, actually. I felt very jealous to have been kind of excluded from that. And we could join the last bit of the session anyway. And we could sense, it was in 1992, back then, that Father and Mother Moon, they initiated the Women's Federation for World Peace. So that's some time ago, or not a long time ago. It depends which way you want to look at it. But they initiated a kind of new, or declared a new era for women. And I saw really the reason why and the benefit of that. So also a little testimony to my wife and Margaret. But my wife worked really hard. She was buzzing about all the time, trying to take care of people. She is a British citizen, and very proud of that, I'm sure. But when she is in Korea, she's very Korean as well, because that's her root and that's her love. And it was her joy, I think, to host many, visitors from overseas, people that we know here coming to Korea for the first time, and make sure that they're very comfortable, because Koreans are famously hospitable. So if you ever get a chance to go, if you haven't been, please go to the homeland for us of Korea, and I'm sure you'll have a wonderful experience. Thank you very much, everybody.